Okay, we're back. This is Attorney Vince Davis. This is The Secret, How to Fight Child Protective Services and Win. Let's talk to another caller. Let's go with Billy from Savannah, Georgia. Billy, did you have a story to tell or a question to ask?
A story to tell, Mr. Vincent.
Go ahead.
I found you online, man, and you're helping a lot of people, man. I'd like to say that first off. Second, in February of 2018, CPS came into my life. My wife went into court. She failed a drug test, and she couldn't be in the house with me and the kids, so she moved out. Well, then everything was going good. I went back to court on September 5th after July 18th, and didn't have no recommendations from CPS. Said that I attended all my counseling. Said that my kids had attended all their counseling. Everything was good with us, and on September 5th, I notified the court because they said they were going to be closing the case, that I'd be, moving because, I didn't want no problems with my in-laws and all with the kids. Well, on November 14th, another caseworker came on the case after this one's name was Miss Jordan. She came on the 14th and asked me to sign a safety plan. And I told her I wasn't going to sign a safety plan because, I was scheduled to go to court on December the 13th to have the case closed again. Like I said, this was the third time that supposedly had it closed. And she had said that I was homeless, and which was a lie. I was in between moving, and she called an emergency court hearing on the 21st. Well, we went into court on the 21st. They said that I was homeless, which I was, and I was waiting on my lights to be cut on. I had just moved a trailer on the property, and took my lease in and everything. I had a court-appointed lawyer, of course, at this time, too. And after the 21st, I got two sets of court papers. One that says the kids were doing fine in Mr. K's care, was attending all appointments. The children seem to be doing well. Then the other set says that I was homeless, my license was suspended, that my kids weren't attending school, that I was not cooperating with treatment providers. So they took an emergency order out on the 25th and took my kids. Well, then they said I had to submit to a hair follicle test, and I took a urine test, and I took a saliva test, and so I went down there and took a hair follicle test. Well, they come back and said that I was on methamphetamines, which later turned out to be it was amphetamines from the Wellbutrin that I had been taking to quit smoking. Well, on December the 2nd, we went back to court for this 72-hour hearing, I guess it was. And the guardian of my life had actually stepped up, and she stepped down because she told him, that he was on a prescription. He notified the courts he was moving. And the court just didn't listen to her recommendation. So she said she wasn't going to be their guardian no more, that she'd be their attorney still, but she asked if they'd suggest for a new guardian of life. So they continued the 72-hour hearing until December 19th. Well, on December 19th, they called me, and we went into court, and they still hadn't found a new guardian for the kids, so they continued it again. And it was up for January 18th. Well, like I said, I was moving, notified the courts of my, a new address. Also had went to the courts to every court every court date I've been there. Well, the day that they held my final disposition order, amending disposition, I was at visitation with my kids. It was the first visitation or second visitation because they started them at on the 26th of December. That was my first visit with my kids, and they told me when they when I went that, if I missed more than 2, then they would take my visitation rights. For some reason, after having custody of kids, I wasn't asked, where we want to place the kids. I wasn't asked how I wanted to visit my kids. I didn't even hear from my kids until December 1st. The first foster family let them call me to notify me that they were going to another foster family. Well, during court on December 19th, they set up the visitation, and that was, like I said, my first one was like January 16th, which also happened to be the court date they had my final distribution in the protective order hearing. And there was nothing but lies, but like I said, I wasn't even there to defend none of the lies anyway, but my court-appointed lawyer was.
Well, Billy, let me interrupt you. Billy, let me interrupt you for a second. Do you have your children in your custody right now?
No, sir.
When's your next court hearing?
They had one August, because it was supposed to be up in March, but because of the COVID stuff, they pushed it off till August 6th. And I went into court August 6th, and the new guardian and the old guardian, which is my kid's attorney, they're the only two I feel like even trying to help the kids. They said several times to the judge, Mr. K has had that house since y'all took his kids, because they come and took pictures of my new house. They've come out here. They said Mr. K submitted the drug test. He's clean. Because like I said, for the last 7 months, they've been in foster care. So I've still been, even though I don't feel like I needed it, I still go to the, I've completed my drug program. I take their randoms when they come. I verified income. I verified houses. I got a bedroom for each of my kids set up. Well, in the courtroom, the CASA or SAGA worker, whoever she is, everybody else was up for reunification and bringing the kids home. And then all of a sudden, the department and that lady, Miss McComas, their lawyer, she just went like, I wouldn't be safe with returning them. They're still not divorced. And we have signed divorce papers in their files, but it takes 31 days for them to go through. So they said they'd set up another court date for October 4th, and that now they're going to give me regular visitations where I'm not supervised, but it's been since I've actually touched neither one of my kids. We do a video chat for 2 hours, but that's it.
Hey, Billy, listen.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a pen and a piece of paper? Because I want to suggest some things to you. Number one, you need to sit down with your attorney and develop a strategy that you can have these children returned to you. And I'm assuming that Georgia is like California, and if so, you can talk to your attorney about this. Time is probably running out on you.
And that's how I feel after listening to you. I feel like missing that 70. They combined the 72-hour and the dispositional the dependency hearing.
Billy, you're focusing on the wrong thing.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you heard me tell this caller earlier. Things may have gone wrong. The social worker, I'm sure, may have done something wrong, but you got to focus on getting the children back.
Exactly. I'm past the social worker part. I've done had 2 more since her. I'm not even worried about her no more.
Okay, well, do me a favor. Listen,
yes,
you
sir.
can call me on Monday or Tuesday. If you call me at 888-888-6582, I can talk to you more about some of the details of things that you need to do. Okay? And I'm going to be telling you, to talk to your attorney there in Georgia so that you can find out, or so that you can plan to get these children back to you. You don't want to take anything for granted. Nothing.
No, sir. That's what I'm saying. I actually have called your office and talked to you. They told me about, me being so far, it'd be too pricey for me to hire you as an attorney, but that you do a 8-hour or 8-week study thing?
No. You got that confused with something. Billy, look, we got to take a break. I just want you to call me, leave a message if I'm not in the office, tell them we talked on the radio and that you're going to call me and I'm going to talk to you and tell you some things that you need to do, okay?
Okay, yes, sir. It's 888-888.
6582. 888-888-6582. Okay, Billy? Billy, thank you for calling. Keep listening. Give us updates in the future. This is The Secret, How to Fight Child Protective Services and Win. We'll be back after this break.